Next, I wanted to discuss some of the subregions of India. They include the northern mountain states. These are sparsely populated areas in the Himalayas. And next, we'll cover the southern islands. We'll kind of skip Bangladesh. The east in Bangladesh we've kind of included pretty good, but we will highlight the west, especially Afghanistan, a little more in Pakistan. First off, the northern mountain states. These areas up here, including Nepal and Bhutan. These are very small countries in terms of population because they're up in the Himalayas. They're also considered buffer states. Buffer states are low population areas that sit between two rival powers. Here, these states sit between India and China, and they give them a little bit of elbow room in between each other. In the southern islands, you have one example is the Maldives, which hardly show up, over 1,000 tiny islands, at almost to sea level. And these are places where global warming is a real problem because as sea levels rise, these can be threatened. But for now, these are important areas for business and tourism, that these are kind of like a lush out in the Indian Ocean. They're also involved in things like overseas banking and things like that. This would be a place to either go on vacation or hide your money. Next, the island of Sri Lanka. It used to be called Ceylon during the colonial period, but gained its independence shortly after India in 1948. And one thing unique compared to India and Pakistan is it's neither Muslim or Hindu majority, but Buddhist majority. Its economy is primarily plantations and commercial farming, especially tea. So if you've seen Ceylon tea at the stores, that's the old name for Sri Lanka, where tea is an important commodity. The original inhabitants were Sinhalese. People migrated from farther north about 2,500 years ago. And if you wonder how they migrated, if you kind of look under the water, you can see there's almost a little bit of a land bridge. Over time, it's become cut off as sea levels have risen, but at one time you could walk all the way to Sri Lanka. The original inhabitants are Buddhists. They speak a dialect that's more in line with the northern India. However, during the British colonial period, people from nearby who speak a different language called the Tamils were brought in to work in the mini plantations. And the presence of the Tamil minority along with the original inhabitants has led to conflicts since independence that the country's been in civil war off and on since the 1980s. Let's look at the West for a moment, including Afghanistan. Afghanistan is divided by the Hindu Kush Mountains. It's also a buffer state that during the colonial period is a buffer state between and the British Empire, which controlled India and Pakistan. It's also a transition zone that you don't have one single Afghanistan culture, but a collection of minorities. There is no single ethnic majority in the country. What you have are people that are down here that are more related to the people in Pakistan, and up here what you have are people that are more related to Central Asia. If you remember the Stan countries like Tajikistan, this is where there are a majority of Tajiks, or we have Uzbeks like Uzbekistan, or Turkmen like Turkmenistan. Minorities from those Central Asian countries also live in parts of Afghanistan. So again, to highlight, Afghanistan has no ethnic majority. One part of the agriculture of Afghanistan is illicit poppy growing, which is what's used to create heroin and other drugs. That there is a large black market economy in places like Afghanistan. This is called the Khyber Pass. It is a very remote and mountainous region between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And this is a region called, I labeled it KP up here, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And these are also known as the tribal areas of Pakistan. So between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and on the Pakistan side here, you have areas with limited government control back then. During the US-Afghanistan War, or the NATO Afghanistan war, I should say, then this is an area that used to be problematic because while the U.S. was fighting in Afghanistan, people would be able to move freely between these tribal areas in Afghanistan. The other important region is Punjab down here, which is really the core Islamic area of Pakistan. This is a heavily populated area. And like we noted before, there's a Punjab in India, where the Punjab in India is no longer has a Muslim majority. However, in Pakistan, it does. Especially, it's been more so because of the transfer of people during the partition era. So here again, you have the Punjab in Pakistan and also Punjab in India. This is showing Pakistan and Afghanistan. And that's about it.